questions.
Who do we got with us today?
My name is Chaniqwa Smith. I'm 32.
Tell us about your background, where you come from, Miss Chaniqua, how you grew up.
I was raised in Kirkwood. My daddy took care of me. My mama was in her addiction. So I had a pretty good childhood.
You got siblings, brothers and sisters?
No, I'm an only child.
What's your relationship like with your mom?
My mom has passed away. She died 2 years ago. My dad, we really don't too much contact each other anymore. I haven't seen him in a couple years.
So the relationship is strained.
Yeah.
What schools did you go to growing up?
I went to Kaiser, North, and goddamn me, fuck, Kirkwood High School.
Did you graduate?
No.
What happened after you left school? Where did life take you?
I left school my junior year, ran away from home because I was in the shelter home. I always had to do sports. I never really had a childhood. I didn't go to parties, or it was basketball, track, volleyball. My dad was a big, like, sports. He was in, like, I couldn't do nothing. So I ran away. I met a girl who at the age of 17 was with her for 4 years. I had a scholarship to Florida playing basketball, but I got pregnant and ended up keeping my first child. So,
What jobs have you had over your lifetime?
home health care, fast food, about it.
How long have you been out here, give or take?
I done been out here in the streets for about 4, 5 years.
What led to you being out here on the streets for that amount of time?
A guy I was dating. You know, you want to do what your man doing. You want to fit in. You know what I'm saying? So.
What was he doing at the time that you were curious about or wanted to fit in?
Oh, he was doing fentanyl. So, you know what I'm saying? And then that started, and then I was introduced to cocaine, crack cocaine. And I done been out here ever since.
How old were you when you were introduced to fentanyl?
I was 26.
Have you ever tried to get clean?
Yes, I did try it once. And it didn't work out too good. But
is it as easy as people think it is
no,
to kick
not,
that?
It's not.
Describe what you go through trying to
not.
kick it or trying to get off of it.
It's a lot. It makes you feel miserable. You can't function. I don't know why it's a drug out here that's so that you have to be dependent on to function. Like, that's the devil, I feel like.
So have you ever put it on the scale as far as?
I wouldn't put that on my worst enemy.
Like what you go through in the withdrawals in order to get off of it, as opposed to staying on it.
Miserable.
Which one is more important? Have you ever did it like that? Like, well,
I have never fully went through full withdrawals. I have never, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't understand how people get locked up and clean their system and come back out and do the same shit and know how it's gonna make you feel, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
What are some of the things that you went through out here, being out here on these streets?
I'd have been raped, kidnapped, beat. A lot, robbed.
Do you have different agencies that you can go to seek help, to seek assistance, to Like, is it any things in place that can help you?
Yeah, it is, but a lot of us don't have that type of insurance and shit. You know what I'm saying? To go to a proper rehabilitation center. You know, so it's more than people think it is.
Are there people, or do you meet a lot of good people out here, or you meet a kind of a mixture?
I mean, you meet a lot of different people out here. A lot. I've seen a lot.
What's a typical day like for you in your life? Like from the time you get up to the time you go back to sleep, what's a...
Sometimes it's bad, sometimes you have good days, you know what I'm saying? But pretty much it's miserable.
You currently working, or you just kind of hustling?
I'm just hustling out here trying to make it right now.
When do we get tired of trying to make it and want to go back to a quote-unquote normal life, which people call it, but it might not be normal to everybody?
I don't know, everybody has their vice. I don't care, sex, food, shopping. When you get off of you cope with something else, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to each his own.
What advice would you give a young girl who's thinking about coming out on these streets? And
I wouldn't do it. It's not what you think it is. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all.
Is it harder to get off the fentanyl than it is to stay on it?
Pretty much, yeah. It's not as easy as people think it is. Like, it's not.
So it's not like heroin.
It's worse than.
It's 10 times worse.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wouldn't put this habit on my worst enemy.
So, what's the plan moving forward?
To better myself as a person for my children, because I don't want to follow in the same footsteps as my mother and my grandmother.
And you have how many children?
3.
What's
2 boys, 1 girl.
What's your relationship like with them?
Great. I have custody of all my kids.
What are you teaching them while they're growing up that they can carry on in their adult life?
To continue to be kids because they all want to be adults.
Do
you
they have?
continue to have a fun life and continue to be a kid, because don't grow up too fast. It's not what y'all think.
You think that was what your problem was?
Yeah.
If you can go back and talk to a young Miss Chaniqwa, knowing what you know today, if you can go back in time and talk to her, what would you tell her?
You made a really bad decision, and I wouldn't did what I did if I could go back in time and change it.
Do you have any way to be contacted if people want to reach out and share resources with you? Social media, Cash App, do you have any of those?
Chaniqwa Harris on Facebook. That's about it. All right.
If there's anything you want to say to anybody who may be looking for you, worried about you, wondering if you're okay, now's the time you can say something to them.
I'm fine, I'm safe, and I'm happy.
We appreciate you, Miss Chaniqwa. Thank you.
All right.